Afterward, I guide them to the living room where my parents are waiting. After the formal greetings, Amanda takes out a long, thin box. I'm so happy she went out of her way to bring a gift. Inside is what looks like an expensive wine. Oh my! Thank you so much! I'm delighted. To my overjoyed mother, Amanda says, I couldn't come empty-handed, could I? This is a rare wine, almost too good for those who can't appreciate its taste. Hearing that, my mother happily says, I love wine too. So much that I personally import it. Import? I import from overseas wineries and sell it to French restaurants, hotels, and such. Oh, I see. My mother talks about wine with great enthusiasm. Apparently, the room they added on earlier is a wine cellar. It's all wine! It's our inventory, and also our collection. Oh, I see. Amanda says, her voice trembling with admiration. I know, why don't you join me for a wine tasting sometime? My mother suggests, her eyes sparkling. Amanda, that's great. Please talk about wine with my mother to your heart's content. If our schedules align, I'd love to. My mother, with her extensive wine knowledge, should be more than a sufficient conversation partner. I want them to chat as much as they like. My father says, for dinner, our housekeeper has prepared dishes brimming with truffles and red wine, putting her best effort into it. Truffles, wine. Mom, if you drink, it'll be too late to go back. You said you absolutely hate staying in the countryside. Be quiet. We can think about that after we eat. If you're worried about time, I can take you back in my helicopter. It's faster than flying back. I just built a heliport nearby. What? A helicopter? Yes, a helicopter. It's my hobby. Oh no, Amanda suddenly seems to be getting dizzy. Supporting her, Christopher says, this is definitely not a normal house. Abruptly, Amanda's eyes widen. I've decided. She grabs my surprised parents' hands and excitedly says, let's talk business. Huh? I'm worried about whether my company will be accepted in the countryside, but with your money. I mean, your influence, there's no need to worry. With your sons, we'll be secure. It's not a bad deal, right? Amanda suddenly becomes lively. My parents are stunned. If you can make the company big enough to succeed in the countryside, I'll even hand it over to you as is. No, are you dissatisfied with something? I guess you're worried about spending your golden years in a place like this. Well, if you want to live comfortably in the city, I can at least support you in moving. I'll even lend you Sarah from time to time. Amanda speaks rapidly, one thing after another, in work mode. Next to her, Christopher wears an exaggerated smile. By the way, what kind of company is it? My mother asks the excited Amanda. As if she was waiting for this, she starts explaining about the diet food. Then my mother says, I also sell beauty-related products. Diet products have really evolved, haven't they? Amanda is surprised. Earlier, didn't you say your business was selling wine? I just started with wine recently. Oh my! You're active in many areas, how wonderful! Oh no, not at all. I have high hopes for your work. Amanda tries to take my mother's hand, but my father gently stops her. Let's discuss that another time, at a leisurely pace. Today, let's forget about work. We decided to have them relax in their room until dinner was ready. I can hear Amanda muttering, if it's like this, I wouldn't mind staying over again. Nothing could make me happier than knowing her negative feelings toward the countryside have lessened. Around the time the table setting was finished, Hannah called out to me. "Please come with me." She took me to the guest room. I thought she had come to call us because dinner was ready, but I'm told to wait in front of the door. "Excuse me," Hannah says as she enters the room alone. "Oh, you're the housekeeper, right? Are you here for the foot reflexology massage?" "Yes, that's right." "Please, go ahead. What should I do here?" I can hear the conversation inside the room. The one who spoke was Hannah. "I have something to discuss with you. I would like you to pretend this marriage never happened." "Huh? Hey, what's a mere housekeeper saying?" Christopher interjects with a half laugh. "Be quiet." "What?" "Watch your mouth." "What?" What in the world is she saying? I'm so shocked I can't even speak. "You seem to know some wonderful secrets of the trade." "What are you trying to say?" "Also, both of you have impure relationships. It seems you have many close friends of the opposite sex." Hey! What is this? Did you hire a private investigator?" "This is a violation of privacy." Don't try to play it off. Background checks before marriage are normal. What does this mean? Is it true? Even as I panic, I can't stop listening to the conversation through the door. "What do you want?" "Huh? Fine. Quit being a housekeeper in this backwater and come work for me." "Ow. Your liver is in bad shape." It seems she's in the middle of the foot reflexology massage. I decline. "Why?" "I have high expectations for you, having witnessed this family's business. You understand what I mean, right? I'll pay you a lot." "Your company is already done." "Huh? The secret to business, was it?" "I'm sure counterfeit products sell well." "How do you know about that?" "Ow! Stop pressing!" Running a business bordering on fraud like that will ruin you eventually. I won't stand for you calling it counterfeits and fraud. What's wrong with making money smartly? Smartly? Don't you mean dishonestly? Ow! That's the pressure point that hurts when you lie. Huh? I caught my breath. The color drained from my face. Not only because of the content of the conversation, but also because I know that Hannah's foot reflexology massage is incredibly painful. Ow! Please, stop! No more! Hearing Amanda's scream, I can't hold back and burst into the room. "Hannah." Christopher is surprised by my sudden appearance, but he quickly rushes over to me. "Listen to me. This woman is trying to trap my mother. At this rate, my marriage with Sarah will be ruined too." Christopher pleads with tears in his eyes. "The company will be mine eventually. Even if you are an idiot, you should understand, right? Protecting my mother means protecting our future. When your parents come to the city they admire, they'll be dependent on me and my mother. You should mediate and handle things well, don't you think?" Even as I'm taken aback by Christopher's rapid-fire speech, there's something I want to make clear. You see, my parents handed over the company they ran in the city to my brother and moved to the countryside to relax. What? So they don't have any longing for the city. They weren't just wealthy people from the countryside? Why do you have such prejudice and an infiltration feeling toward the countryside? I don't understand you anymore. Is it true that you have other women you're close with? Do you truly love me? My questions seem to get on his nerves, and Christopher raises his voice. Shut up! I never thought you were this kind of woman. Instead of answering when I asked if he loved me, he threw harsh words at me. I'm stunned. I'm so shocked I can't speak. Please stop, Hannah said. You stay out of this. Christopher snaps, his attitude completely changed. What are you trying to do? Hannah doesn't back down. What? I'm Sarah's future husband. No, you're wrong. She firmly retorts to the glaring Christopher. You're a con artist who looks down on people and has no qualms about deceiving them. Did you hear that? She called us con artists. That's terrible to say to your future husband, isn't it? Christopher stares at me. That's right, it's terrible, Amanda said. Hearing that, I said, yes. It's unbelievable. That's what I said. Right? You should fire this housekeeper. No, this marriage is unbelievable. What? What? Didn't you hear me? I absolutely refuse this marriage. What? I'm the one who requested the background check. I asked an agency through Hannah. You did, Sarah? Why? You couldn't trust me? Christopher asks in a trembling voice. Ever since you invited me to dinner, it's been bothering me. I wondered if I was really making the right choice with this person. For that long? That's right. Why? I told you that you passed. I let out a wry laugh at the overly desperate Christopher. Then, you've been failing since long ago. What? How dare you? Amanda interjects. Just how upstanding do you think you are? Aren't you ashamed? Wah, wah. They seem to be at a loss for words. How dare you? Don't say that to my mother. Take it back. Even as he yells at me, the resolute me is surprisingly unaffected. I'm not scared at all. If anything, I just think he's the worst for treating a woman this way. First, can you take back what you said to me? Everything, without leaving anything out, about being a housekeeper or having a poor-looking face. You deceived me. That's your true nature. You were hiding it. That's my line. You suddenly started treating me roughly after meeting Amanda. Is it because you got an ally and became more aggressive? Don't get carried away. I calmly stare at Christopher, who's furiously turning red in the face. I'm disillusioned by you, saying petty things about the city and the countryside. I'll make sure a plain woman like you can't even stay at the company, so be prepared. Aren't you ashamed of putting on airs so arrogantly when you don't even have that kind of authority? The two of them glare at me, breathing heavily. I'm truly amazed. I'm leaving. If I stay in this countryside any longer, I'll start smelling like dirt. I hate it. Amanda grabs her luggage and coat while saying things that sound like a child's insults. Hearing that, my parents hurriedly come over and ask, "What's wrong?" There's nothing wrong. If you're leaving, please take this with you, my mother says, handing over a paper bag. Oh? Truffles? You wrapped them for me? No, it's the wine you brought. What? My mother says apologetically. This wine has been stored carelessly and is in too poor of a condition. I don't want to keep such a thing in the house, so please take it back with you. Huh? You're telling me to take back what I gave you? Rather, I'm surprised you even brought such a worthless wine. Wah! Your value is the same as this wine. My mother, who's not good at jokes, says something outrageous with a smile. The two of them have strained expressions on their faces. But I don't follow up on it at all. With this final blow, the two of them, unable to say anything back, left in frustration. They wouldn't listen even if we tried to stop them and seemed to be running away. However, it takes 3 hours to walk to the airport from here, and the bus has a 2-hour wait. I think we should have at least called them a taxi, but we're not involved with them anymore, so they can do as they like. My parents seem puzzled as to why the two of them suddenly left. While showing them the background check report, I tell them I'll explain everything later, so for now, let's enjoy the truffles. Afterward, of course, I returned the ring, and the engagement was treated as if it never happened. My parents didn't ask for details, but I'm sure they understand everything. I feel bad for Hannah, who prepared various things, but she said, "Next time, bring your partner to me sooner. I'll assess them for you." Since she said something so reassuring, I'll take her up on that offer without hesitation. By the way, ever since I was a student, my parents told me many times, no matter how much you love someone, make sure to do a background check on your marriage partner for the sake of your future. To avoid getting hurt. I didn't understand what they meant at the time, but now I'm grateful. If I had married him like that, I'm sure I would have had a married life full of regrets. My parents, who are very calm now, have done business while being caught up in the hustle and bustle of the city. They must have seen through Amanda's shallowness. They taught me that work should be done properly. After a while, I received an apology from Christopher. "I only have you, Sarah. My mom is a straightforward person." He came clinging to me like that, but it makes no sense. What did I even like about this person? Did Amanda tell you to say that, by any chance? What? No? She told you to keep me on the hook because I'm rich and might be useful? Huh? How do you know? I can see right through your shallow thinking. I didn't think he was such a terrible man. I realized how poor my judgment was. He's a self-conscious person trapped by his prejudices, unable to go against his mother. Together with Amanda, the trouble is doubled. He's the worst as a marriage partner. Unless he realizes it and changes, he'll fail at the family meeting stage no matter who he dates. Do your best. Don't contact me again. With that, I blocked his number. When I told my company about the situation, I was transferred to a department on a different floor that I had been hoping for, so I don't have to worry about seeing him anymore. That's right, since my new department doesn't have colleagues who are particular about appearance, I should stop dressing plain and be more fashionable. Actually, I really like flashy clothes and makeup. By the way, Christopher's reputation within the company has greatly fallen. I didn't tell anyone at my family home about what happened. Christopher talked about it himself. Even with a poor-looking face, her family home is rich. I thought I had found a good housekeeper, though. It's no wonder his reputation dropped if he's talking loudly like that. He probably won't find a marriage partner within this company. There's no point in taking over Amanda's failing company now. A city condominium is nice, but comfort and sense of value are different for everyone, so it's wrong to complain or deny them. What is normal? It's not good to force your idea of normal on others. I love the one-room apartment I live in now too. It's my own castle. No one can decide superiority, inferiority, pass, or fail for someone else. Everyone is different, and everyone is good. Didn't we all learn that when we were little? Their house is theirs, and our house is ours. My daughter Emma was getting married, and we were off to a family meeting. When we entered the designated room, Phil Henry and Mil Lauren were already seated. They looked like they were in the middle of a conversation, smirking unpleasantly. Looking at the table, I noticed that only 3 settings were prepared on our side. I realized this was their sly way of harassing us. "Please, take a seat." "Oh, just the 2 of you? We're a single-mother household," I replied, lifting the corners of my eyes, trying to stay calm. But Lauren let out a mocking laugh. "Oh, that's right. Maybe you should take this in a food storage container? Single mothers are poor, right?" Lauren covered her mouth, trying to suppress her laughter. Despite her harsh words, I kept my expression unchanged. Seeing enough, Emma tapped my shoulder.